She got everything she wanted in the bill. And all
Yeah.
of a sudden she turns around and goes, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. And everybody's like, what? I'm gonna wait. And then next thing you know, an hour later, all of a sudden it's passed. I think I think what was someone went into her office and said, "Bitch, you better sign this damn thing." Oh, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, it's like we cannot sit there and deny a second time. We're already looking like assholes. Mm-hmm. Could be tapeworms. Mm-hmm. Well, well, hold on a second. Yeah, but hold on a second. They weren't bitching about the money. They were bitching about how the money was going to be spent. They knew they had the money. It was just bitching about where they're going to put that money and where they were going to apply it and what pork they were going to spend it on. That was their big thing. I was devious on both sides because both sides know that we have money. We have money. That's what this 2.3 trillion they get from the U.S. people in taxes. That doesn't include all the other money they get. Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you got to look at it this way. Let's say you got extra money in your bank account, and you sit there and say, "Hey, I can actually pay my rent for the next 2 months ahead, so I don't have to pay it for a while, or I can just sit on this money." And that's what they do a lot of times. They sit on the damn money instead of using it for something beneficial. I'm just going to sit on it.
Well, what is so difficult about saying concluding that everybody needs to have their bills covered?
I look. I agree with you.
And
It's
I don't see why what's his name, Lindsey Graham. Well, he had to pipe up with his bullshit because let's say the government was going to give every person $2,000,
mm-hmm.
no matter what it is that they earn in any month, $2,000 for the month of April. Because let's
Yep.
face it, they're not going to go to work, and if anything opens, it's going to open real slow. So I don't understand why Lindsey Graham went up there and said, I do not agree with people getting $24 an hour on unemployment when they were only making $15 an hour on their job.
Okay.
So that is a Republican. A Republican actually got up there, Lindsey Graham, and said he wanted to make sure that people were not going to make more on this in this benefits package than they were making at their real job.
Yep.
And
I'd say,
and
and me personally, I'd say suck my dick.
yeah, I'd say I disagree with him, because it's not that they're going to be living there, living like this for forever. It's just 1 or 2 months. It's this is a very different time than we were 3 months ago.
Yeah. And plus, even if it's still someone who's making like $12 an hour, and you send them this check, and it's more what they get in 2 weeks or 4 weeks of pay,
Yeah,
they'll be like, it'll be applied to something, whether
absolutely,
a
absolutely.
bill, stimulus for food, because you start buying more food, everything starts picking up, or you start buying this and that, or people spend it on stupid shit like clothes or.
Well, you know what? Another
DVDs
thing
or
is
whatever.
there's going to be a lot of tension with landlords and tenants, and a lot of people are going to be wanting to move. So there's some.
Well, that's the whole thing. I got to look at this bill, because that was one of the things he was trying to cover too. That and medical expenses
medical expenses.
for people, like if they're not working, to help cover them while they're unemployed.
Yeah.
Almost kind of like what we do with Cobra.
In Australia, they've enacted that a landlord cannot evict you, and all the banks have put a hold on any mortgage repayments or any repayments for 6 months. So that's not happening here.
You want to hear something really neat? So I got 2 Hyundais. So we get a thing from Hyundai saying that because of this whole thing, they're willing to postpone 3 months of payments.
Mm-hmm.
Push them back, which is nice.
Yeah.
See, most everybody's pitching in,
Oh yeah.
no doubt.
So if this stimulus goes through like it's supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even my cable channel, what we have here, Foxtel. So I'm on a certain package of my Foxtel, right? So what they're doing now, because everyone is having to stay at home and watch television, anybody that's signed up to any package of Foxtel, they can watch everything and anything now.
hold on a second. Is Foxtel like Charter cable here? Is it like a cable company? Is that what that is?
Yeah, and you've got all these.
Okay.
You got History Channel, movies, blah 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 blah.
Okay, I didn't know what you guys called your cable company there.
So basically, it depends on what package you have. Some people just like sport, other people want some movies, this, that, and the other. But irrespective of what package you're on, anyone on Foxtel, they will get every single channel, everything, on demand, anything, because everyone's sitting at home. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. They're being,
It is a good thing.
everyone's doing their bit. Everyone's doing their bit.
Right. So it's not about money. There's lots of money in the bank. I'm actually very disappointed in Lindsey Graham. I really thought he was beneath what he said. Beneath that kind of nonsense. He literally said, I don't think it's right. No, he said, I don't think it's right for somebody to be sitting at home being paid more money not to work than he was being paid to work. And the American people don't want that either. Is what he said. Now he's talking as if this is going to be like a long-term year-over-year situation. And obviously it's not. And if it was, I'm sure things would be said and done. So I'm very, very disappointed in Lindsey Graham. I was actually liking the guy. Thought he was cool.
Like, I keep my arm's length on both parties. They always tend to, somewhere down the line, someone in either party ends up doing something stupid or says something stupid that you're like going, okay, buddy.
Yeah. Gotta agree with you on that one, man.
Yeah. Which I don't understand where, like, Bronzy gets pissed off with me saying, "You're just a fence sitter. You're just blah, blah, blah." I'm like, look, I don't like either party. I don't. I was never a joiner of any kind of club. I wasn't like, oh, I want to be with this group or I want to hang out with this clique. It just wasn't me.
Maybe you have to be a member of something.
I guess. I don't know. I'm a member of the bald people party, I guess.
Sure.
Oh yeah, you just all you want, mister. I'm trying to grow my hair back. And it's not working.
I know. But I just wanted to see what would happen because it's been 20 years. 22 years.
Keep your Ebola to yourself there.
So, how is this package going to work? Is everybody how the checks going to be doled out? I mean, 300 million people. There's going to be checks to at least half of them, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Now, who's going to print 150 million checks by let's see, what's today, the 25th? Within 1 week, they're going to have to print 150 million checks.
It's going to take several weeks. Trust me. There'll be a hiccup, and trust me. It's
okay. Well, what about the landlord that wants his rent money, his tenant's rent money on the 1st because he's got a mortgage payment coming up?
Look, I've already discussed this with Lyserge and them, and he just giggled it off like it was nothing. So I'm like, fuck him. So this is where I'm like going. There's landlords, they want money too because that's what they live off of. They live off other people. I mean, it's a job, it's a business, and people don't seem to take that in consideration. It's like
it's absolutely a business.
Yeah, it's your landlord, your electric bill. I mean, it's not like we're paying it just for. I think when people get confused, they think that all this money goes to some big corporate elitist. It's like, no, the money you pay for your electric and your gas and all that other stuff, that pays the employees at the company. Yes, some of it goes as profit to the company, but it's not like a big, huge profit like some people think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, what do I know? I've been working it for 20-some years, so what the hell?
Yeah, no, you could know absolutely nothing.
Nothing, damn it.
Damn it, Janet. Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there is profits in everything. Everything company has to make a profit. I mean, my company's got to make
according to some people, no, that's not right.
Yeah, you got people like Jake who thinks everything's got to be done out of the goodness of their heart. You know what? Fuck that. It don't work that way.
I wish it did, didn't it? Don't I?
Yeah, I wish, you know what? I wish everybody thought that. I wish everybody felt like, hey, I'm just going to do this out of goodness of my heart. Like this last weekend, I mowed my neighbor's grass for him. His mother had passed away. He couldn't mow it himself because of his back. So I figured I'd help him out and just mow it.
Yeah.
And he calls me up wanting to pay me. I'm like, no, we're good. Just
cool.
Give me a beer one time. I'm good.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, I helped this lady out. She owns 2 businesses.
Mm-hmm.
One's a liquor store and the other one's a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
And I help her out on her computer stuff.
And she doesn't pay you?
Oh, she pays me once in a while, but I don't ask for it. I was like, it's usually simple stuff. To me, it's simple stuff.
Does she give you free pastries or something?
Oh, no. She gives me liquor.
Okay, well, she pays you then.
Yeah, every once in a while. Like this last time, I didn't ask for anything.
Right.
Like, I know she's tight with everything going on. She had one of her employees steal from underneath her.
What kind of business?
She owns a liquor store, and right next door to it is a convenience store.
And she had a And employees steal liquor from her?
No, steal money.
Ooh, that's even
Yeah.
worse.
See, okay. So down here in the South, this is dumbest law. You cannot have beer and liquor in the same store.
Okay.
So, so, so liquor has to be sold in a separate store. But if you want to sell beer and wine, you got to sell that into a convenience store or a separate store in itself. So she has a convenience store on the other side, which sells the beer and the wine and other food too. I mean, they sell food there at the convenience store, but that's the only way she could sell beer was have a convenience store.
Okay.
It's stupid. I never could understand it here.
So he was being ripped. She was being ripped off by the convenience store guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Was pocketing money.
right. How much did he get away with?
Ooh, I don't know. I know it was well over $200.
Oh, it wasn't. Didn't bankrupt the place.
No. But it's still. She's like, you're out of here.
Oh, no doubt. Probably
And
within
my
5 minutes.
nephew, he's been helping her out. She's been paying him. He comes there when she needs help and works the store and closes at night.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's not working at his other store, he'll work at her store, and my wife will help her out too.
I got a question about this public relations and image and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, the way I see the CCP virus being handled by President Trump is incredibly well. I think he's doing an incredible job of actually managing this crisis. I'm just wondering if the crisis is managed and it's over and the economy is back on track. Will there be some Trump bashing, as much Trump bashing as there is now?
Yeah, there is. It's going to continue. I have this feeling that it will continue. I mean, look, you got, oh my God. But the thing is, you're going to have less and less people listening to these idiots. Like Rachel Maddows, who's had this whole Russia thing, and it went nowhere.
Man, what an idiot.
And when she had nothing to back up on that, then it became to where, oh, he's telling people lies to take this, what was the stuff, chlorofluorine or something like that?
Chloroquine or something like that. I don't know.
Chloroquine. Okay,
I don't know what it was called. I forget.
So anyhow, so you got the chloroquine, quinine.
I have no idea. We probably got it wrong.
Yeah, I know I'm not pronouncing it right because I don't have the word in front of me, so I can see it. But anyhow, so this chemical is supposed to mix with some other stuff is supposed to help, or possibly, let me clarify, possibly help. So Trump says, hey, we got something that may possibly work. We're going to try it and hope for it.
Mm-hmm.
People twist that around, said, he's telling people to take this drug that's not been tested, retested, and it's dangerous, it's going to kill you, and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa, he did not tell you to take it. They said they're trying this, and he's hoping that it'll work. He's hoping, but no one takes that. So they're always going to continue to twist his words around.
What a bunch of assholes those people are.
But it's the same thing. Okay, so when those stupid idiots found this fish tank cleaner stuff that had that same chemical in it, they said, hey, this has got that chemical in it. We're going to drink this.
Mm-hmm. And
then one dies, and the other one's in intensive care right now, recovering.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, Trump's telling these people and they're killing themselves. And no.
I know.
Trump never said drink fish tank cleaning. What the fuck? It's like,
but
okay.
Trump should have known that they were going to drink it, right?
Oh yeah, he should know. Yeah,
he should know these things. Absolutely.
It's like like hydrogen peroxide.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a bottle of hydrogen peroxide at the store, and you can put it on cuts or rinse it in your mouth, and it's non-toxic. It don't kill you. Like, oh, it makes your mouth bubbly and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that is a very, very diluted form of hydrogen peroxide. It's like 1% hydrogen peroxide, the rest of it's water.
Right.
Now, if someone says, "Oh, I can use hydrogen peroxide in my mouth," and they go buy a solid, pure form of hydrogen peroxide, stick it in their mouth, and all of a sudden it eats through their whole jaw like acid.
Ew.
Because that's what pure hydrogen peroxide does. It will just eat through your whole body.
Nice.
Now, everybody go, "Oh, wait, yeah, these people telling you to rinse their mouth with hydrogen peroxide." No, the stuff at the store, not this damn pure hydrogen peroxide. Not like I don't know where you can buy pure hydrogen peroxide, but anyhow. But that's what these people are twisting things. It's like, look, fine, yes, Trump does say some stupid things once in a while. He does babble on about some shit that I don't care for, and he's a little bit arrogant and narcissistic. Okay, let's bitch about that. But don't sit there and make up shit.
That's what they do.
And I think it's like, okay, it's just constantly crying wolf bullshit. Oh, look at him, he said this. Oh, he said he called the coronavirus the Chinese virus. He's racist. Da, da, da. It's like, no, you could pull up old articles where they called it the Chinese virus. They called it the Wuhan virus. Because that's
What's wrong with the Chinese virus anyway?
It's called the CCP virus. Didn't you know?
That's where it came from. Fuck it.
And then there's like when I had that whole conversation with Lyserge about him calling it a foreign virus. And Lyserge, oh, that's racist. I'm like, no, it's not. And I pulled up articles where they've called other viruses foreign because they're not domestic to that area. They're foreign to that area. It's like suddenly we get Ebola virus here in the U.S. It's a foreign virus. It is not common to the U.S. But bringing on that note, let me bring this up real quick. Why is everybody bitching about it being called a Chinese virus or the Wuhan virus, saying that's racist? But no one has mentioned the Ebola virus being racist. Because
or the
Ebola,
Spanish flu being racist.
or the Spanish flu, but the Ebola virus, the name from the Ebola virus was named after the river in that area.
How about the Mexican rapists?
Mexican rapists.
They're crossing the border. Oh, I think. Oh! Talking about border crossings. I was reading that in my city, in about 3 days' time, because the borders are closed and the ports are closed and everything's closed, no drugs can get in and out of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So in about 3 days, apparently the street fentanyl supply is going to start running out, or he's going to run out.
Oh, a lot of people be jonesing.
A lot of people will be. Yeah, there's going to be crime. There's going to be, prices will go up. I mean, it's going to be horrible for those people, especially those people who are totally reliant on it and the whatever surrounding trades. So the the gutter class, I guess we could call them, are really going to suffer.
Yeah, they're going to have to charge more for their blowjobs.
Or they're going to have to do more blowjobs in a day.
Yeah.
Ramp up some business and charge more. Yeah, you're right.
But no, I mean, that's my whole thing. Why isn't anyone bitching about like the Spanish flu or the Ebola virus being racist? It's just when Trump says,
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Chinese virus or this and that, okay, he's racist. See, the whole thing is, and this goes back to this whole thing where 10, 15 years ago, where all of a sudden anything a white person does is racist. It started getting pushed in the whole academia and colleges and that. And I know for a fact it has because my daughter went through college, and that's one of the things they try to teach her. And she's like, how? My dad's white. Mom's black. How can he be racist? Oh, he's racist.
Because he's white.
Yes.
Well, how could you argue with that? Come on.
You're Jewish. You're rich. You're part of the whole.
I'm not. I'm Ashkenazi. That's it's uber white. White is actually a mix of all sorts of bullshit, all sorts of crappy genetics. White people,
Yeah,
but
the whole,
Ashkenazi, I'm pure genetically. I'm genetically distinct.
Yeah, but you're still part of that evil Jewish group. You
They're
got
not
all the
evil.
money.
They're not evil. The
Evil.
Jewish cabal sends
Evil.
every Jew in the world every month $1,000. Did you know that?
What's that?
Every Jew in the world gets $1,000 from the Jewish cabal.
Oh, so you get $1,000 every month?
Of course, you know that.
No, I didn't.
Huh? Some secrets are being revealed here.
I tell you.
You know how they say the Jews, they control finances and they control the world?
Yeah.
Well, why do you think we get $1,000 a month?
Ah, there you go.
See?
It's part of the Jewish conspiracy
There
plan.
you go. Yes.
And the Jews are pushing homosexuality, and the Jews are trying to commit black genocide because they're part of the whole Planned Parenthood. And I don't know. There's so many bullshit things I've heard. Anyhow, I don't know.
You
I've
just
heard
heard
some
another
of
one.
I've heard so many shit. I'm like going, really? Okay, interesting.
Okay, then.
Like, you enjoy that story.
I kind of did, you know. I thought it was brilliant.
And there's the whole round Earth thing, that's Jewish too.
The whole round Earth thing?
Yeah, that's because it's a flat Earth. You guys been spreading the whole conspiracy. Yeah, it's round.
Well, look, it's not my fault that the guy who discovered that the world was round was Jewish. Is that my fault? No.
Motherfucker.
Come on. It's a nice thing to do. Come on.
See, the Jewish do everything. Fucking founded the world. Did it.
We figured out the world was round. We figured out that the sun was in the center of the solar system. We figured out how to get into space. We figured out how to figure out the trajectories of the rockets. Everything.
Everything.
Adam, listen. The guy who invented the wheel was a Jew.
I tell you.
So if you're driving a car and you're anti-Jew, get out.
Get out and walk.
Get out and walk.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Damn
don't
right.
walk on the road because Jews invented roads. Walk in the brush.
You can picture someone doing that too. Hate Jews so much you're just walking in the brush. We do it, man. Damn Jews.
Jews invented the internet. If you don't like Jews, get the fuck off my internet.
Yeah.
Well, people.
Listen, the Jews invented gravity.
Inventing gravity.
If it wasn't for us, you'd be floating around everywhere.
I was probably say before gravity was invented, we all just floated like balloons.
I was thinking about something. This is what came to me when I was thinking about something. The Jewish temple in Jerusalem was destroyed in the year 70, according to history.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. We're waiting.
Following the destruction of the Jewish temple, rabbinical Judaism took form to what it is today. Okay?
Right.
So, being that Christianity started 2 or 3 decades before the temple was destroyed, I conclude that Christianity is older than rabbinic Judaism. Does that make sense?
Okay. Sure, if we want to go by.
Well,
That,
because
yeah.
now hold on a second. Rabbinic Judaism, following the destruction of the Second Temple, is totally different to what it was like before the destruction. Totally different. So it is a new religion. It's a revamped religion, new. It's pretty much new from the bottom to the top. So, with that in mind, I conclude that Christianity is older than Judaism. The Christianity that is practiced today is older than the Judaism that is practiced today. I wish Moshe was here. I wish Moshe was here. Huh?
I got a question on that.
What?
So, do the Jewish people nowadays, do they even keep the old records prior to that of like some of the stuff that was taught? Because some of that stuff was kind of like mysticism, kind of weird stuff.
No, that came afterwards.
Oh, that came afterwards.
Yeah. All that,
Oh.
even the Rambam, Maimonides, who pretty much wrote down everything you need to know, everything you need to do to be Jewish. 9 or 10 things, and not one of them do I agree with. That was in the 1300s.
Oh, so all that came out later.
Yeah, much later.
Oh, see, I thought all that stuff was like, because some of that stuff was like really weird.
That's right.
That's
It's important to get the chronology right.
Yeah.
And if we can say that Christian missionaries started heading out in the 30s AD, right? 30s, 40s, 50s. You know, when Paul was it Paul who wrote those letters?
Yeah.
In the New Testament.
Yeah, Paul.
Okay, so he wrote those letters in roughly the middle of the century, around about 50 AD, 50 of CE. And it wasn't, there was still another 20 years to go until the destruction of the temple. And during that time, Judaism was practiced the old way, with the sacrifices in the temple and visiting the temple. And pretty much the temple's the only place you can go to do your Jewish thing. And rabbinic Judaism came up with the idea of synagogues all over the world and everything, because, you know, the diaspora and whatnot. So
Was that kind of like be in competition with Christianity because Christianity started spreading like that?
Look, I wasn't there, but I can assume that Christianity was, first, it was new to a lot of people who were pagans beforehand. And it was the thing to do. It was the popular gig on the block. I mean, you know, again, like I said, I wasn't there, so I can't imagine what life was like in Anatolia. But because Judaism took such a hit at the destruction of the Second Temple, I think a vacuum was created until the rabbis figured out their new Judaism. A vacuum was created in which Christianity thrived because it was able to. There was really no Judaism for a little while until they figured out the rabbinical side of it, the Tanakh and the Torah and all this kind of stuff. So there's an argument to be made that Christianity is the oldest religion, then Judaism, then Islam. That's the argument I'm making. Anybody like to oppose me?
Sure, I'll believe that one.
No, come on, oppose me.
Oppose you.
I want you to dispute me, disprove me, debunk my conclusion.
I have nothing to go on that. I don't know enough about Judaism to sit there and.
It's not about Judaism. It's about the timelines. Oh, I guess you don't know the. Listen, the switch from temple Judaism to the diaspora was essentially a whole new different way of conducting the religion. You know, the sacrifices. The way Judaism was conducted before was you go to the temple and you offer a sacrifice, and somebody there, does the sacrifice, and there's different levels of I don't know, Jewishness at the temple, certain ways of thinking, certain ways of doing things, but it's all done at the temple and it's all done by special people. Until the temple is gone. You can't go to the temple anymore because it's gone. It's in ruins. So what did the Jews do then? They came up with this new rabbinical Judaism. And I think there were three groups in the temple. There were the Pharisees, there were the Sadducees, and there were the Essenes. And it is my understanding that the writings of the Pharisees were incorporated into the modern Judaism that emerged after the destruction of the Second Temple in the year 70 by the Romans. I hear silence.
No, I'm looking up some stuff right now. In a book I got.
Yeah.
It talks about some of this older stuff, like with so that's what I'm saying. Like this older. I don't know if that must have came afterwards or before. What about the whole thing with Lilith?
Who's Lilith?
Lilith.
Yeah.
It says some Jewish tradition. She was the first female before Eve.
Oh, I have no idea. I've heard the name Lilith, but never have I ever. Listen, I went through a Jewish education for a little while, and nobody ever mentioned Lilith to me. So I don't know who that is. She could be a Christian invention.
No, say it goes through here. Okay, so they're saying it possibly was created during the Middle Ages. Okay.
Aha.
Yeah, first.
When they say possibly, that means absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, the first traceable mention of Lilith occurs in the 10th century.
There you go.
Alphabet of Ben Sira.
Ben what?
Yes, they said the name came drawn from the Lili, Lili, a female demonic spirit of Mesopotamian demonology. So, okay.
Wow, that's not Jewish.
No, that's where I think someone started mixing some of that stuff up.
Yeah, that's totally not Jewish stuff.
Yeah. Don't they have didn't they have like golems or something like that? Didn't they have wasn't it like some Jewish mythology stuff?
I don't think so. As far as I know.
Yeah, see, I thought they had some like Jewish mythology, some stuff that was kind of like, yeah. What do Jewish people think about like the Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff?
Well, they seem authentic. I don't know. What do you mean?
I mean, they take them as these are true writings from people or something fake.
No. Those are the original.
Oh, okay. So, because I got the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Apocrypha.
I think the Apocrypha is the Gospels that didn't make it into the New Testament.
Yes.
Am I right?
Some of those are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think it's only the Catholics that follow that, right? Is it the Catholics that follow the Apocrypha?
A certain branch of Catholics do.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah, it's not the typical Roman Catholics do. You got the
I had another thought. I mean, my
yeah,
thoughts.
I'm not sure if it's the Coptic ones. I can't remember.
I had
It's
another
an
thought.
offshoot.
And this is that out of the three religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, out of those three religions, only one of them is monotheistic. And that is Islam. Because Islam has Allah and that's it. They don't call him by any other name. Whereas the Christians call Jesus God, Son of Man, Lamb, whatever. Like there's just a million names for Jesus. And the Jews, they call God Elohim, Adonai, Elohim, Hashem. Again,
Don't you have like
Shaddai.
72
I mean, there's
different
lots
names?
of names. So that's a polytheistic way for me of if there's different gods with different names, that's polytheism.
Well, wasn't there like 72 different names for God?
Yeah, but that's still that's 72 gods,
Yeah.
right?
And even then, some of those names they used, I know the Catholics used, for the names of their angels.
That's polytheistic. That's not monotheism.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh look! You got the Trinity.
polytheism. Either way you look at it, you got multiple names or multiple forms or multiple people converging into one. You still got a poly something.
Yeah.
But with the Muslims, with Islam, Allah. That's it. That's it. There's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no other word for God in Arabic as other than Allah in Islam.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You see, the good thing is that we have sources. Unfortunately, they're not here now. But if you remember that, we will get the answer.
It's curious though. Catholics always weirded me out on things because not only would they pray to God, they would pray to Jesus, but they would also pray to Mary. Like somehow Mary got thrown in the middle of the mix.
Don't ask me, man.
They like threesomes. What do you say?
I guess because no, you go to any Catholic church, and you'll have the Jesus up on the cross looking all forlorn and dying, and then you'll have Mary off to the side looking all, oh,
My son, he's dying. Do you think Mary spent her whole life with a bit of guilt regarding her son, who was really born out of wedlock through some either with Joseph as the real father, and they sort of kept it hush hush.
Yeah.
I figure that must be it.
I just feel sorry for Joseph. He tried to correct Jesus. Jesus goes, "You're not my dad."
Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of kids do that.
You're not my dad.
You're not the boss of me.
Joseph. Stop calling me Joseph. I'm your father. No, you're not. My dad kicked your ass. Yeah, you don't hear much about Joseph. He kind of disappears in the background.
Well, he's part of the genealogy.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of caca.
Just a pussy.
I mean, you don't even hear about Jesus's, I guess, half brothers and sisters.
No, because that would make it all too apparent that it's a lot of shit, a lot of bullshit.
But he did have half brothers and sisters.
Whatever. It's still. No one's going to talk about it.
Hang on. Who is his half brothers and sisters? I've never heard this.
Well, there was Moshe, and there was Chaim Mendel, and Chani, and
Wow.
all these Yiddish names.
There were, yeah, he did have, didn't he? I thought he mentioned one time in the Bible. I could be wrong.
What do you mean?
I thought he mentioned one of his brothers in the Bible.
Yeah, James.
James, okay. Which, okay, those are English names, so I don't know what it would have been at that time.
Oh,
Because, Jesus wasn't
I think
his
James
name.
is the translation from King James version. I don't know what the Greek is.
But his name wouldn't have been Greek.
Well, yes, it would have. It was all written in Greek.
No.